I'm not going to have time for retribution. We're going to make this country so successful again. I'm not going to have time for retribution. And remember this, our ultimate retribution is success.
Fox News is planning to open up an investigation over claims that a network insider fed questions to then-candidate Donald Trump's team ahead of that Iowa town hall held last January. The moderators were Bret Baier and Martha MacCallum. These initial allegations come from political reporter Alex Eisenstadt's forthcoming book, Revenge, the inside story of Trump's return to power. Eisenstadt is a national political reporter for Politico. Eisenstadt writes, quote, about 30 minutes before the town hall was due to start, a senior aide started getting text messages from a person on the inside at Fox. Holy S, the team thought. They were images of all the questions Trump would be asked, and the planned follow-ups down to the exact wording. Jackpot. This was like a student getting a peek at the test before the exam started.
Eisenstadt further claims the president-elect was angry because he felt the questions were intended to put him on defense, but having the answers beforehand allowed Trump's team to, quote, workshop the answers, again, according to that reporter.
In another bombshell revelation, the book reveals that Fox News anchor Maria Bartiromo was floated to be Trump's running mate. The president-elect was apparently keen on this idea until his team talked him out of it. Communications Director Stephen Chung didn't address the claims in the book, saying instead that Trump has been the most transparent president. In a statement to Rising, Fox News said, quote, while we do not have any evidence of this occurring, and Alex Eisenstadt has conveniently refused to release the images for fact-checking, we take these matters very seriously and plan to investigate should there prove to be a breach within the network. If true, the allegations come after Trump's campaign slammed CBS's 60 Minutes for editing and then airing the abridged version of its October interview with then Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris. Trump railed against the network, even threatening to sue CBS. CBS cut portions of Harris's answer to a question about the war in Gaza in its initial broadcast, but it later provided a full transcript of her remarks online.
So this is a serious issue, and I'm sure Fox News is taking it seriously and says they do not necessarily buy these claims because they are, they're sourced to anonymous sources. We don't have the names of the person who provided it or who received it, as far as I can tell, in the book. Don't have those screenshots repurposed. It might be the case. If it is the case, I'm sure it was contrary to the wishes of Martha MacCallum and Bret Baier, who are both journalists I know and like and esteem. I've been on with Martha before. It is, of course, conceivable that there was a leak by someone somewhere along these lines, and it's good of them to investigate whether this did occur. I don't necessarily believe that it did occur. It could have, but we have not been shown the explicit evidence of that happening, and I think there is an over-reliance on anonymous people in these cases, but if it did happen, that's wrong, and they should get to the bottom of it.
I think it's a credible report from a credible reporter. Alex Eisenstadt is a very good reporter. I totally agree with your point that it is not something that Bret Baier or Martha MacCallum would have endorsed or wanted to happen, and to be fair to Fox, who I'm critical of in various other ways, the suggestion, even if true, is not that at some official level of the network it was like we're going to tell Trump the questions in advance. Having said all that, it is a very serious journalistic breach if anyone on the production team for that town hall forwarded the questions and follow-ups and information to the Trump team. You
Yes.
don't do that.
If somebody did that, they should be fired, absolutely. I'm sure they will be if Fox determines this did take place and find out who did it, because the sharing of questions with candidates has been a issue previously. I believe there was accusations that, help me out, who got the, was it I don't want to say was it Donna Brazile?
It was Donna Brazile.
Donna
Was it
Brazile
Hillary? Was that a primary
It was for Hillary
debate?
Clinton
It
for
was.
the debate against
Was that
Bernie?
I think that was a Bernie Sanders.
I think I remember
era
Bernie
thing,
Sanders people being very justifiably upset about it. So that is my. Maybe you can say a few words as I Google it.
I'll filibuster here, Robby, while you verify what we're saying is actually correct or not. But look, whoever it comes from, it is obviously wrong to give a political candidate advance warning of questions. Now, the thing that I would say here is that I expect lots of Conservatives will have very little to say about this because it is Fox and Trump, and that is a constituency that is often in instantaneous high dudgeon if there is any suggestion at all of quote-unquote liberal media favour being shown toward Democratic candidates.
So yes, it was Donna Brazile in a Hillary Clinton town hall. The questions were shared beforehand, and she said that she admitted that and said that she regrets sending those emails was a mistake. I will forever regret. My job was to make all our Democratic candidates look good, and I worked closely with both campaigns to make that happen. Yes, that was fairly outrageous.
That's now, I happen to know and like Donna Brazile, but that quote is interesting in the sense of not her specifically, but the use of political strategists on news networks, because she says there, if that quote is correct, if I heard it correctly, it's my job to make all our candidates look good. And I'm not sure that you can wear that hat while being a political analyst for a news organization either, you know?
Yeah. That was pretty bad. So they should definitely get to the bottom of this and see how that might have happened if it did happen. I don't know this reporter. You seem to know him, and I
don't
like
know
his work. I'm not also calling him a liar. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would like to see
the book. Apparently is based on more than 300 interviews. I don't know Alex Eisenstadt personally, but I find his work reputable, and so I assume it's a serious piece of work. It's not some attempt just to blacken the name of Fox News. Now, that being said, of course, they have the right of reply and they have the right to look into it. But
I mean, if this person just gave them the questions without any guarantee of their own privacy being kept, they could share that. Then the person telling this to the reporter could share that name. I would.
Sorry, I lost track.
Well, the story is that the Trump campaign got the questions received them via text. Did they know who sent them to them is the question.
Right.
And if they do they have no obligation to keep that person's name secret?
No, but they don't necessarily have a motivation to make the person's name public either.
Well, but I guess they had enough of a motivation to tell this political reporter that this occurred. I don't know why say it occurred, but I'm not going to tell you who did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
things happen when you're interviewed at great length.
I think the point that I hearken back to is credible report, serious journalistic breach involving Fox News. We'll see whether people on the right who purport to be so concerned about media fairness have anything much to say about it at all, or if they just sweep it under the carpet and go back to lambasting the ladies of The View, who we both love, I know.
Well, but Fox has said they will take action if they find out who did it. I mean, did Donna Brazile suffer any negative hiring consequences? Maybe she did. I don't recall.
I don't think she's with CNN anymore, right? Isn't she somewhere else now?
She's been a commentator on virtually every network at some point.
I don't know. I'm not sure whether sanction was taken against her or not. I honestly can't remember.
Stay tuned. More Rising right after this.